Okay, so this video I want to talk to you about anxiety, and we'll talk a little bit about depression too, because for me they both coincide. They went together. When I was younger, I had, and tell you how much my personality changed. I had a lot of anxiety, and I would have like these full-on think you're having a heart attack, panic attacks, and anxiety attacks. Where you're thinking of every worst case scenario. Your heart's beating really fast, you feel really sick, you're feeling very flushed, you may be shaking a lot, you may be sweating, but you can't get some idea or some thought. This reel is just going and going with these thoughts, and you can't get them out of your head. I dealt with that a lot as a teenager. It started to stop me from doing things because I was always fearing I was going to have a panic attack, or I was thinking the worst case scenario and I couldn't get myself out of it. So there were a few things that caused me to get really nervous and really scared and start having really bad anxiety about certain things. Cancer was one of them. So what did I do? I got to the point in my anxiety story where I didn't want it to keep stopping me from living my life. So cancer was one of those things. So what did I do? I researched as much as I could about cancer to find out and know as many facts as I can. Now, some of those facts I've forgotten about, but I could always pick up another book and start reading again. For me, that was the best thing I could have done at that time. I think it was like 11 or 12, especially because later on, no, I was like 12 or 13. Later on, so many people in my life would be diagnosed with cancer that yes, it's still scary. Yes, it's still a deadly disease, but I can think more clearly now and think, what can I do to help them? I can come up with a plan. What can I do to help them? What do I know about this? Do I need to do more research? I can think more clearly than freaking out and just panicking and not being able to think or clear my head. And so the more facts I know, the easier I can get myself out of my anxiety attacks. Also, okay, my video stopped there for a minute because somebody was calling me. Solicitor, they can just leave. Okay, so, sorry about that. Okay, so another thing that I found was I had to teach myself to breathe, to focus on something else to help. For me, a lot of it was just breathing. Focusing on the breathing would help pull me back out of the anxiety, and then I could rationally think and get things done. I did go to counseling because I was put on medicine. I was put on Zoloft because I said, this is taking over my life and I can't do this anymore. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like what's happening to me. I'm not in control, and I'm finding it controlling me. And I was like, I refuse. I did not get on any medication or anything until I was almost right before my 22nd birthday. And in part, I regret that because I feel like I could have helped myself out years and years before if I would have done something about it earlier. I do know I talked to my doctor when I was 14, 15. He gave me some breathing tips and a few tips, but I didn't go to counseling, and I think I probably should have. But I don't live in the past, I live in the now, and I went to counseling, and it did help. They were able to teach me breathing techniques, which I would say do research and find out about those breathing techniques. For me, they were amazing, and they did help, and they still help today when I feel that anxiety rising, whether it's actually going to come into an anxiety attack or a panic attack, or if it's just anxiety about the day. I can stop, say, hold on a second, before I go that far. I'm able to coax myself back out of it and breathe and focus on the go. So, I would say throughout my teen years that I did have a lot of anxiety and depression about things, and I could never pull myself completely out of it. When I was almost 22, I was like, I'm done. I called the doctor. I was like, I need to talk to somebody. I went in. They did put me on the Zoloft. And I started going to, at first did not go to counseling. I was like, oh, this medicine will work. I felt the medicine working, so then I was great. 6 months later, I was like, this is not working. They're having to up the medicine all the time. Something's wrong. Like, I'm still not handling this well. So, I still felt blue. I felt depressed. All I wanted to do was sleep. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to be around people. My emotions were all over the place, from crying, not wanting to do anything, to just being extremely pissed off. So it was kind of like, okay. At that point, I called the doctor back and I was like, okay, we can go ahead and up the medicine, but I need to do something else. So at that point, I went into counseling. And sometimes it can take a little while to find the right counselor for you to be able to help you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with other counselors. Sometimes different counselors at different point in your life can help you in different ways. The first one, at first, it was great. She was really, really great with the anxiety part and teaching me how to breathe and how to deal with it. When I was dealing with more stressful situations, I stopped and I started going to somebody else, especially when people were getting sick around me and everything like that. I ended up going to a different counselor who was amazing, and she helped a lot, and she was like, own it and be there, and don't let it define you, but it will help you deal with it. And she taught me how to find the happy things in my life, and what did I enjoy in life, and even in the middle of all this craziness and this depression that I couldn't get myself out of, and I didn't want to eat, and then I was eating like crazy, and all I wanted to do was cry. And she was like, let me help you there. And so she was actually one of them who helped me with the Happy Notes journal, of writing down my feelings and everything. And so that really helped in finding the good in the day and finding the things that I really, really loved. And these were things that I loved before, but I got out of doing. Then one of the last things I did, I stopped going to her once she felt that I was okay and I could do this. And then I just go back every once in a while just to kind of give a life update, and she'll remind me of something, and then I'll continue to go. Continued throughout is, it's never, don't feel guilty for needing counseling. If we could do this completely by ourselves, then we wouldn't need each other, but we do. People, they're educated, they know what they're doing. The last counselor I went to was a Christian counselor, so she was able to pray with me and lead me in God's word, which really helped there too, because I was coming back to him too and remembering. She encouraged me to go back to church. That was something that I was missing, that I had been missing for a while. So that was really helpful, and my sister got me involved in the church that I'm involved in now, and I love it, and I'm forever grateful for them for encouraging that and pushing me to go. I was always the one before, when I lived in Houston, I was always pushing people to go, and then I kind of became the one that needed to be pushed. But I found the things that made me happy. I pushed myself again. I had been sick before myself, and so it was kind of like, what is going on? I don't know what to do. So by pushing myself, I am a lot happier person now. I did, and this may not be for everybody, but I was able to wean myself off the medication. And I still deal with a little bit of depression here and there. It's not something that you're going to completely get over. I still deal with anxiety, but I know now more about myself and how I can get through that for myself. And everybody's going to be different. You're going to find your different outlet. One of the biggest things that I'll credit to was when I was younger, I used to write all the time about just everything. And when I started doing it again, I found that was my voice to speak. That was where I always said I could get my feelings, write my feelings down on paper and help them be understood better than I could say them. And so for me, that was a huge thing to do. And I started doing it. And that's where I feel like the real me came back out. I had not written in years. And then I pulled out that paper again and I started writing, and that was like more of me, what I had, the strength I had, the love I had for life, the adventures that I could lead in my own brain, and everything kind of came out. and ever since their life has not been the same. So that was my big thing, and I became stronger and more self-aware of myself and my feelings when I wrote them and created these characters in my life that, my alter egos. But it helped a lot, and it helped encourage me to become more outspoken and stand up for myself and know that this is my life that I'm leading, and God's helping me lead it, and I'm not going to let people push me over. And yeah, I have depression. I am 26 and I still deal with anxiety. But life is a lot different, and life could have been a lot different. I don't tell very many people this, but there were times where I did feel like suicide. One of them was I was going to go in my closet and try to figure out how to suffocate myself. There was another, I was just going to run my car into a tree as fast as I could. And for me, those were my lows, and that's when I knew I needed to go into counseling. I don't tell people that story very often, so the fact that y'all are getting it. My life now is nothing like that, but it did get to that point, and that's when I knew I needed help. I needed to go to a different counselor because clearly this wasn't working. But each path you go down, the life that you lead is making you stronger, it's making your character stronger, and it's making you who you are. Whether your platform in life is to share that, or your platform in life, whether you tell people or you don't, or it's just a small group of people that are affected, or a huge group of people that are affected, it's your life, and it's your platform in life. And everything you've been through will lead you where you're meant to be. And you may make a bunch of wrong turns. I have people, everybody does. You may make a bunch of right turns and then one wrong turn. But wherever you lead, this is your platform. Your life is your platform. Your character, everything about you is your platform in life. And whether you share with one person or you share with millions of people, it's your life. And embrace it. Make those little memories your big moments, your defining moments, and keep going. And when you're low and you feel like you can't get out, it's okay to seek help. It's okay to say, I can't do this by myself, because I know I can't. There have been multiple times in my life where I've been like, I need to go talk to somebody because I'm not doing this the way I need to do this. And I know that. So I hope this video helps you. I hope that you're encouraged. If you have a story you'd like to share with me and you don't want to put it in the comments below, go ahead and email it to me. I would love to read your story, your journey in life. And until next time, bye guys.